SSDT, yeah.
I had a word at the station.
Nah,
We don't want
I
to.
shred stuff all the
You
time.
do.
Yeah.
You got to recycle, John.
Yeah, of
Good for
course
the
we've got to
tatties. Good for the
recycle.
tatties.
Yeah.
Right, move on then. You want to catch up on a break and a tune? That'll be absolutely fine with us. certainly is. Thank you, Daniel, for the tune and also the break. What's Telly Bob doing? He's stripping off.
No, he's not. He's making himself comfortable.
He's stripping off.
Well, just because it's getting warm in there. It's quite warm out here today.
Is it? Yeah. I never noticed.
It was 13 degrees when we jumped into the van.
You with your 7 layers on, you'll be absolutely fine. Do you want to turn and face the camera? We have a friend with us.
Certainly do. Good morning, listeners, and good morning, viewers. We have with us the sponsor of the Nevis Radio broadcast here at the Scottish 6 Days Trial 2011, the centenary, John Hume of Trial Magazine. Welcome to the Park Ferme, John.
Morning. Hope you're all alright. Hope you've had a good week up Scotland. It's been fantastic for Trial Magazine. We've supported the radio station along with Michelin tyres. Every day we've picked out a winner of tyres. Everybody has had a fair shout. We had on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday today. They've all had a Michelin X-Lite, compliments of Michelin. And it's been a good week, really.
I think it has. I mean, it's been good that you've been able to come in and sponsor it, because obviously the local radio station puts a lot into the community. It's interested in the Scottish 6 Days. They've done it for quite a few years. I think I've been helping them for the last 3 or 4 years, I think. 5 years. My goodness, doesn't time fly. Before that, it was the late Willie Cameron, who was, well, I think he was a station manager at one time here with Nevis Radio, and he used to point people out. I don't think Willie did a lot of interviewing himself. It tended to be David Hogg. But yeah, it's good, and it publicises the trial all over the world, John. That's the main thing. And of course, trials is very much a family-orientated sport, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, excuse me, for me, trials, it's something, it's very much a clubman sport. You enter it at a very low level, get a cheap bike and get going. For us at Trial Magazine, we've been involved now in the UK, started in 2007, but we do have Trial Magazine Italy, France, Spain, but we've seen a growth in sales worldwide. Mainly that's been our growth area. But trials will always be good. It's a grassroots sport. As you can see in Scotland, the majority of the entries are made of club riders. I think it's about time the factories return with the top boys, your Tony Bowes, and I think that's where the future lies for the trial.
Yeah, now we had Albert Cabestani of Sherco here last year. Now, obviously he's a World Championship contender, but he didn't win the Scottish 6 Days Trial, did he?
No, I think it's a bit diverse now. For me, the modern day scene of world trials, indoor and outdoors, specialised sport, specialised machines, I think for the top riders to change and come to Scotland, it's a different riding style, it's no-stop rules, but a true world champion can ride in any event, anywhere in the world and win. And I do believe that if you got Tony Bowe here, or Fujinami, one of these guys, even Dougie Lampkin, people like this, James Dabble, they would say the same. But I think it's time the factories recognise that for everybody, the Scottish 6 Days Trial is the Scottish 6 Days Trial. It's been running 100 years. You know, the World Championship hasn't been running 100 years. I think it's about time they recognise that.
Yeah, absolutely right. Now, what do you think? What's your own opinion? Now, we're only expressing opinions at the moment, but I know that you speak to a lot of riders during the day. I try to get to talk to as many as I can. What's your sort of thoughts on the trial this year for the clubman? Because without the clubman, you wouldn't have the bulk of the entry.
Well, for me, one guy as a benchmark is Mick Bohm on his Scorper. Mick's a very competent rider. He always goes well in Scotland. I was talking to him about it, and he thinks, in his opinion, and mine also, that the section's a little bit too hard, maybe a little bit too long. The top riders, you've taken 9 marks, current British trial champion James Dabble. So, you know, it can be that the clubmen find it too hard. The section at WDs yesterday was a good example. We had Dougie Lampkin 5-it. Mick, I think Mick did it for a 2 or a 1. So I think the fine line, they need to listen to the clubmen for the future of the sport.
I made a suggestion a couple of years ago that they should take a section a day and make that a star section. Now, with what I mean a star section is one that will take the marks off the top boys and make them have a ding-dong battle, but clubmen can still, you know, get out of the section if they got into difficulty, and if they saw a star at the start, they'd know that it was aimed at the top line riders and not aimed at them. So they not necessarily could take a 5 and go away, but maybe ride part of the section until the hard bit comes along, and then maybe get an easy out so it doesn't hold the event up. That wasn't really taken on board by the organisers. I can understand they get a lot of opinions thrown at them, but it was one thing that had been muted in the past. What do you think of that?
think it's an excellent idea, very much along the lines of the World Rally Championship for the cars. You could have one section, or maybe out of the 7-8 group sections, maybe 2 sections that would, you know, entertain the crowd, be of World Championship standard, but like you say, it's up to the clubman whether they want to attempt it or not. If the club provided a couple of catches or whatever, but I'm just concerned. I think for me the Scottish always needs to stay one route, because then you get an outright winner, and if you change the rules and make it dual route, it sort of takes away what everybody else has won in the past. You know, we've had Geordie Tarras over here when he was in his heyday, winning the event, Steve Saunders, Thierry Michaud. So for me, once again, I will say the top riders, it's a challenge for them, and to be a true world champion, they need to be able to perform at different standards at different levels.
Yeah, I must agree on that. But overall, I mean, we've got to remember that all the people that lay the trial out, including the clerk of the course, are volunteers, and they do their best. But I mean, it is something they've got to look at, because people are expecting more nowadays, aren't they, John?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I can't see any reason why the top riders couldn't have come over and maybe done a bit of a demonstration ride at Leonacken on some of the sections, you know, just to support the trial. The Edinburgh and District Motorcycle Club, they should be proud of what they put on every year. You know, it keeps a lot of people entertained. For me, you know, it's a privilege to be up here. The event's well organised, it's well run, and once again, like you've touched on, John, it is very much a volunteer sport. You know, it's when you see the riders, you know, they maybe dispute a decision with the observers. What I've seen, I think the observing's been very fair, and they are volunteers. They're not paid for standing out in the rain, and I think everybody should acknowledge and recognise that.
Absolutely right. Now, what's the future for Trial Magazine? Got anything exciting planned in the next few months? Any nice articles coming out? And of course, we need to know how you get your hands on the magazine, which is a full colour magazine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 100 pages, full colour gloss. But the next issue I'm making into a collectible one. It's 116 pages. It's got 20 pages coverage on the Scottish. We've been out and about on a bike on Monday and Wednesday. Compliments of Pidcock Motorcycles, which is very much appreciated. Trial Magazine just grows and grows. We've got 5,500 UK outlets. Worldwide, it's just growing all the time. We've got the website www.trialmag.net, which is my UK-based one, or www.trialmag.com, which is the world one. We're in 4 different languages in about every part of the world. If you can't get Trial Magazine, all you need to do is either call me at my office, the phone numbers are on the website, or approach me if somebody wants to subscribe. Come and see me. I'm out and about. I attend every British Championship trial, quite a few World Championship events, but generally as a magazine, we're out and about testing bikes. Anybody's got any ideas for articles, by all means email me and let me know. But the next issue, like I say, it's going to be 116 pages and very collectible.
Worthwhile having. Of course, I subscribe to Trial Mag, so I'm expecting mine through the post.
John, you subscribe, you've supported everything to do with trials for a long time. People like you are a credit to the sport. You're a good friend if I need any information. Your in-depth knowledge on the sport, obviously recognised by the interviews on the radio station up here. And you're one of them guys who's been around a long time.
Can't help that, I'm getting a bit older. Now, obviously, the joint sponsor is Michelin Tyres. You've got a tyre available that you want to award from yesterday, I believe. Could you maybe tell us who that is?
Yeah, what we've done is, like I say, I've had a look at riders. On Monday, I think it was Sam Connor won it. I awarded it to Sam Connor based on that he sits on his backside in an office in London all week. Turns out every now and again he's busy motocrossing, but he can still put on a star ride up here. Tuesday, we gave to Emma Bristow, fantastic performance up here from Emma on the new Officer. Good to see Officer